Otter's Retirement Corner made a video and he asked a question. So I thought it'd be a good YouTuber and give him an answer. That's right, Otto's Retirement Corner. Now, I did watch a couple videos of his. He was talking about Tim talking about retirement at 62, and he did his little rebuttal videos, and I've watched them, and he just put out one, and he actually addressed some of us and asked a question. So I figured I would go ahead and address that since he asked so kindly.
You know, the obvious ones, and I think we all know them, you know, Darlene does a really great job putting together videos. It's got to take her a ton of time, and, you know, maybe she's making money on it. Maybe that's her goal. I don't know. You know, Darlene, tell me what your goal is. Is it just to expose Tim? And, you know, I'm not saying that's not worthwhile. I'm just curious. You know, you have BlindViews, who seems to really hate Tim. Miss Vicky.
Well, I don't hate Tim. He does work my last nerve, and he drives me a little nuts. But here is the question. He does mention a whole bunch of other people. I made it short, but here's his actual question.
If you guys are out there and I've just named you, tell me why you do these videos. I'm really curious about it. If the goal is to make money, great. I don't care. Fine. You know, what I'd say is YouTube is not a zero-sum game.
Yeah, so it's that's basically the question. Why? Why do we do this? So, where to start? Well, I guess a good place to start is I'll start with the self-righteous preacher part. Tim not only gives horrible financial advice, he tells people how they should live. Period. Altogether. It's not just, you know, the financial part. He tells you what you should do, what you should purchase, why you shouldn't, and how you should live. Now, according to Timmer, everyone should be a minimalist like him. You should be kind, not have a potty mouth, rid yourself of negativity, and obey, and praise God. Well, that sounds all good. What's wrong with that, you may ask? Well, the fact of the matter is that Tim does cuss. People he hangs out with, they also cuss. I guess if you buy Tim things or give him money, then you can live however you see fit. But if not, no, you have to obey the laws of Tim. Tim often is seen coveting people's belongings and even their female companions. Tim dated and slept with a married woman, Miss Tammy, that would be. Tim lusted after Jolene from Teddy and Jolene, where he stayed there at Boynton Beach, where he obtained the nickname of the Leech of Boynton Beach. He lectures others and then goes ahead and lives a very non-Christian existence. So I guess it comes down to one reason is the hypocrisy of it all. Timmy. He also tells people that working for a 401k and saving money is silly and wasteful. He advises people not to get health insurance and not to buy a house. Instead, buy a depreciating asset and live for today. That's right. Don't buy a house. Go get an RV because that's a really good investment. Get what you need for today. Don't look into the future because all you need is what you need today, and God will provide the rest. That is the philosophy that Tim spreads. Now, in order for God to send us these blessings, do we have to be adulterers to receive these blessings? Now, after saying all that nonsense, Tim now is envious of people that bought an asset that actually gained value. Tim now has the desire to purchase a home. He now says that the people that worked and invested like $150,000 on a house, well, they can sell it now for $500,000. So in other words, the man that told everyone his way was the absolute best is now at 65 confused as to why he can't go out and buy a home with nothing.
Timmer!
See, Tim is a taker and a user. Tim is now a golfer. That means he needs a new costume. See, he went from Sarasota Tim in that costume, and then he went to Cowboy Tim and had that costume. Now he's golfer Tim, so he needed a new costume. Now, Tim goes out and he looks at golf shirts. He stated that they were $99. Now we're talking about Tim, and there's no way that a minimalist, Tim, who pinches every penny, he would not pay $99 for a shirt. And he was going to Walmart. Well, someone gave him hundreds of dollars. He immediately did exactly what he said he would not do. As a minimalist
Timmy!
and a YouTube financial advisor, you would not frivolously spend that kind of money on a shirt. Oh, but if it's someone else's money, the sky's the limit. Tim went out and bought several of those $99 shirts. That's right. I'm not digging in my wallet for this shit. That's this crazy. But you people, the ones I call foolish, that actually went to work and saved and did all those things that I told you not to do, you fools that actually did it and now you have money, if you're dumb enough to give me money, I will spend every single last cent on the biggest luxuries that you will provide. Tim got on a video and whined because his eyes hurt because I have glaucoma. Well, I have retinitis pigmentosa, but I don't cry about it all the time. He received money. He spent $300 on sunglasses. Is that the doings of a frugal minimalist that tells everybody, you don't need a 401k, you don't need to save, you don't need to have a pension and all that. Go get your free money. Well, I'm sure if Tim looked a little bit harder, I think he could have found a really nice pair of sunglasses for $50 or $60. He didn't have to spend $300. But no, not big spender Tim, the one that spends everybody else's money with no problem. Shall I continue? Okay, then. A guy lent Tim some golf clubs and a bag. That's right, a big bag, golf bag with golf clubs in it. Tim threw a fit because he had to spend $9 on a golf glove. That's right. A golf glove was $9. He got golf clubs for free. He doesn't have any problem spending $300 on glasses. He doesn't have any problem going out and buying a whole bunch of shirts that cost $100 with somebody else's money. But someone lent him a golf bag full of clubs, fully outfitted, but it didn't have a glove in it. And he had to spend $9 and had a fit. But he actually returned that shit the very next day. The fact being, had someone gave him money, Tim would have had no problem shelling out $100 or more for a damn golf glove. Tim is also oblivious and self-centered. He sits in parking lots and films. Not in a space now, but in a lane of travel. He just did this recently, Memorial Weekend. He's in the middle of a parking lot. You can see the cars parked on the side of him. So he's just sitting in the lane on one of the busiest times at a store, a grocery shopping market, whatever it was. And there he is. Tim also sat at a fuel pump for 30 minutes recording one of his shitty advice videos. Yes, at the pump. Like when you pull up and put gas in and then just sit there for a half an hour filming a video. Now let's move on to Tim and Tammy, the two adulterers. They parted ways. The husband in this twisted trio passed away due to his vehicle running him over. After Tammy settled the estate and got her inheritance, Tim is interested in getting back together and finding their house to live in together forever. So I think that should suffice for the reasons why everybody and anybody would talk about Tim and his character, even though there is plenty more. And let's be very clear. This isn't information that needed to be researched or dug up or rummaging through the internet to find. No, this is all information that Tim divulges voluntarily in his multiple postings every single day. It's not hard to find. Now, Tim himself will have you believe that this is all made up or manipulated or his words are twisted, even though we play clips of him, his mouth, everything, nothing is altered. It's not AI. It is taken from Tim. See, Tim makes so many videos every day that he forgets about what he says, and he just needs to talk because he needs to pump out videos so he can get more views to make more money because he's a broke dick. His words, not mine. So he repeats himself quite often, and he doesn't even know what he says half the time. And as proven by his recent mishap of filming himself naked, that's right, making videos for YouTube naked, well, he caught himself a reflection of himself in the refrigerator naked and didn't catch it because he doesn't review anything and he doesn't look at anything. So, yeah, he just cranks out shit. So whenever we pull these things of him saying and doing things and just going totally against what he said a couple days before, yeah, he's clueless, and we're not making anything up. And there is another reason, and that is simple. It's what the people want. Now, if I talk about channels I enjoy and give a positive review, I get maybe, 1,000 views, if that. Talk about Tim or some others, I can get up to 10,000 views. So you don't even have to do Tim math to see that is the way to go, right? If you're here, and you're doing this, you're doing it for a reason. As a visually impaired a truly visually impaired person, I'm going to say this because Tim, he whines and he gets stuff because anyway, I don't use my disability, if you will, as a crutch or an advantage or for sympathy, because people with true disabilities or things like that, the last thing they want is sympathy from people. So that's a good sign that somebody's faking. But Tim makes me money. Yes, it is about money. Not all, but yes, Tim makes me money. Unlike Tim, I don't rely on YouTube for income. However, it is a nice little supplement. I do put effort into my videos. I would like to maximize return, right? I do what gets me the most views, and which in return results in more money. So yes, it is a combination of the guy is just the hypocrisy of it all, the acting as if and speaking as if he is some preacher of the Lord's word and that he is above everybody and you should live exactly the way Tim does, but yet he does all the things. He was in an adulterous relationship. He cusses. He does all kinds of crazy stuff. He's oblivious. He doesn't care what anybody else does. He sits in the middle of parking lots and just blocks traffic and hogs up a fuel pump. He does all kinds of just horrible things that is, I don't know, in my eyes, in my view, my opinion, it's not very Christian-like, but yet he preaches the Christian way. And he wants everybody to do it his way. So, I don't know. And then there is the money aspect. Yes, it does make me more money in the long run than doing other things. And I have been on here and I've done interviews. I've done videos about vaping. I have videos about guns. I have videos about art. I do painting. Those paintings back there on the door, I have done those. They get no views at all. I've done all kinds of videos, talked about all kinds of things. I talk about the nomads a lot. They get okay videos, but that's what my channel was built around. But when I talk about Tim and other people in the same fashion, yeah, the views go way up. Therefore, my AdSense goes way up. So that's a part of it. So I hope this answered the question. And as always, these are my views on things, right? You never, ever have to agree with me. That's never the point here. What is the point?
This is BlindViews, and that's the way I see it.
What we do here is go back. Loud.